Welcome back to Tycoon Talk, the place where we talk everything money, lifestyle, and the art of adulting. I'm Buffy, your friendly neighborhood financial guide, and today we're diving into a topic that many of us face at some point within our lives, which is credit card debt. Before you hit the panic button, stick around because we're not just going to talk about the downside. We're going to explore how you can navigate the credit card debt space and use it to your advantage and get some benefits out of it as well. Get ready for some practical tips, a few laughs, and a surprise or two. This is Tycoon Talk, and you're in for a ride. Credit card debt is like the not so welcome guest at the financial party. But let's face it, many of us have danced with it on the dance floor. Now the key is to not let it take over the dance floor. So hit the like button and subscribe as we talk about how to turn your credit card debt from financial challenges into financial opportunities. Let's get started with a few credit card statistics. According to a new report by the Federal Bank of New York, credit card debt for U.S. households has reached a total of $1 trillion. Crazy. With the average interest rate on new credit cards at 24.4%, which is insane because that means that for every $100 borrowed, borrowers are spending $24.40 on average just on interest alone. There's no wonder why a report from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau shared a data report showing how much money that lenders made in the year of 2023. Go ahead, take a guess. Take a guess how much these guys made. According to that same data report, lenders made $120 billion in the year of 2023. Just last year, credit card holders were charged a record high of $20 billion in late fees. This is not payments, this is just fees alone. It's a type of payment card that enables users to pay for goods and services, both in person and online without using cash. Fundamentally, it is a tool that is designed to help users build credit responsibly so they can qualify for higher loans when they need them, for example, such as mortgage. With that being said, some cardholders use it responsibly as it is intended to be utilized, while others do not use it the way that they should be utilizing, and unfortunately, they end up in more financial headache and financial stress. Here are some key features of credit cards that all users should know about so they can use it responsibly and avoid unnecessary credit card debt. Keeping your credit card debt manageable is extremely important because it allows and helps you build credit, number one, and secondly, it gives you the ability to be able to enjoy different areas of life. For example, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you've over-leveraged your financial resources or you've over-leveraged credit card debt unresponsibly, then you're gonna have a very difficult time having disposable income to enjoy some of the goods and things you wanna experience in this world. Not only that, you will also not have disposable income to invest to build generational wealth. And on top of that, for many people, they end up having to rely on credit card debt. And unfortunately, that is not a strategy that you wanna live by, right? Debt on top of debt equals more debt, and that means you just dig a deeper hole, and that makes it 10 times harder to climb out. As your financial guide, I do not want you to destroy your wealth. In fact, I want you to experience everything under the sun that you desire and have a peace of mind while doing it. So here are a few things you want to keep in mind when it comes to credit cards. A credit card limit is the maximum amount a card holder can borrow using that credit card. Now, this is determined by whichever financial institutions you obtain your credit card from, and the issuer, meaning that financial firm, utilizes or uses your income level, your credit worthiness, and other financial factors determine what is the ceiling to your credit card. There will be times in your lifetime where you qualify for more credit limit than you actually need, and these credit lenders will also entice you with 0% APR for a year. But just because you qualify for more money than you need, it doesn't mean that you should just take your credit cards and accept those higher credit limits. As an example, if you have a credit card limit of $5,000 and you're fairly responsible with it and you spend below that, there's no need to necessarily go ahead and jump to that $20,000 credit card limit, because guess what? These companies know you more than you know yourself. They will give you that $20,000 limit. Why? Because chances are, if you have $20,000 credit limit, it's easier to get you to spend more than $5,000, more than $10,000, more than $15,000. So why do I caution you about credit card limits? And that's because these financial institutions, aka the issuers, they use it as a risk management tool to determine your credit worthiness and how they should go about applying the credit card that you're asking to borrow. Now, if you take a higher credit limit, but you become delinquent, aka unable to make your payments, guess what? In the future, you won't qualify for that same level of credit limit. You will qualify for significantly less. On top of that, you will have the highest APR that you can think of. And it's gonna be way more than that 24.4% for new credit cards on average right now. But I do think that having a credit limit is a good system in place because it serves as a control when it comes to spending. It puts a cap on how much a borrower can spend, and therefore it leads to more financial discipline and better management. Imagine having an unlimited credit card limit. I mean, no telling what many people will do with that. Crab legs. And that's a big risk for these issuers because even with limits, there are many people that are unable to make their payments and go delinquent, and therefore the credit card company has to absorb that loss. Imagine if it's unlimited cap and I spend $100,000. That's a loss that these institutions are not going to take. From the bank's perspective, a credit limit helps protect and limit their liabilities. Believe it or not, your credit limit plays a role in building and maintaining your credit history. Responsible use of credit score, staying within the credit limit, and making payments consistently helps improve your credit score, and this opens doors and access to future credit. When you and I make purchases using our credit cards, we are responsible for repayment back to the lender that issued that credit card to us. Now, oftentimes you have a billing cycle, and for just about all credit cards, it's about every month, and there's a specific time frame. So if you don't make your repayments, or at least your minimum payments, within that time frame, guess what? Interest is applied to whatever the balance is on that credit card. Making these timely payments is essential because it affects your financial well-being and your credit history. Like I said, if payments are not made on the due date, then you will incur interest, and in the long run, that will come and bite you in the ass. You do not want that. So you want to avoid as much extra expenses on your credit card as possible, and therefore you can redirect those extra money back into your own pocket and your own life experience and enjoyment. Added benefit to making these consistent payments on time is that your credit score goes up. The highest credit score you can get right now is 850. A good credit score is anything between 730 and up. If you are sitting at 600 and below, you probably got some work to do to get that up. Depending on your specific financial situation, your money habits, and your needs, you might need to maybe get rid of 2 out of 5 credit cards or 3 out of 5 credit cards. Start with 1 and then work your way down, right? Chances are if you have 4 or 5 credit cards, you're probably gonna end up using them. But if you only have 2, you'll probably use only 2 because you only have 2. So that's one thing you can do to kind of help bring that score up. Also, you can pay off the balance on all the credit cards that you may have, especially if the balances are small and you can easily handle that. Pay those off and close those out. Yes, it will affect your credit score in the short term, but in the long run, you will do much better because now you have less to worry about and you can manage the remaining cards and balances. Another tip that you can utilize is to make sure that you make the payments right before the due date on every monthly cycle and keep that consistency going, and therefore it will bring your credit score up over time. But the biggest advantage to having a high credit score is the access to additional funds and cash. When it comes time to buy a car, buy a house, and taking out mortgage or financing anything regarding your financing activities that you would need to borrow money to take care of or make the payment, you want to have your credit score very high because that's going to give you the best credit that you can possibly get. Also, the lowest amount in interest that you can possibly have to pay. You want everything working in your favor. I'm positive that none of us want our credit card debt, or any debt for that matter, accumulating, especially as a result of poor financial decision making in the past that is now hunting us and our financial well-being. Now, being that I'm your neighborhood friendly financial guide, I have attached my budget template below to help guide you and help you improve your financial decision making, and also track your money and expenses and how you're utilizing those tools. So it is for you below for free. You don't have to pay anything for it. And in there, you can track your expenses. You can see how much you're spending. There's a net worth calculator in there that's also going to help you kind of keep track of all your debt obligations, the interest rates associated with them, and how you can work your way down and improve your credit score so you can live a better credit life. Credit cards typically have the highest interest rates compared to other forms of borrowing because there is no collateral. If you borrow money for mortgage, guess what? The collateral is the house. If you borrow money for a car, guess what? The collateral is the car. It just gets repossessed. When you borrow money from credit cards, most of the time you're not putting up collateral, right? So therefore, the only thing that will be affected would be your credit score, or interest being applied and such. And therefore, these financial institutions have to be very careful. And in order to guarantee that they get some return, or at least the highest form of return for taking the highest risk, they charge extremely high. Like I said, the average is 24.4. And there are many people that are paying way above that now because they have bad credit score. But if you want to have a lower APR or interest rate on your credit card, then you have to maintain some of the habits that I've illustrated within this video. I did mention at the beginning of this video that we will explore and navigate some of the fun and perks of having a well-maintained credit balance and also a well-maintained credit score. So let's dive into some of the benefits and the perks that I enjoy so much, and I hope you get to enjoy them too. First thing that gives me peace of mind about my credit usage is the fact that it has security features, right? There's oftentimes I pay a lot of things out of my credit card rather than my debit card, because guess what? If something happens or there's a fraudulent activity going on with the card, with your debit card, your money's just gone and it gets complicated. But with a credit card, it can be reversed. You can turn off the credit card online or via your app, your bank app. And oftentimes, if you need your money reimbursed, your credit issuer will reimburse you the money, especially if it's from fraudulent activity. And so that security aspect of it gives me a lot of peace of mind, good amount of flexibility, and I feel protected, I feel valued, because guess what? I don't want nobody just taking my money and stealing my money, and neither should you. So you should be happy that your credit company has a good security system in place to help protect your money. CVC, which stands for card verification code, or the CVV, which is like the 3-digit numbers that you see at the back of your card, is a security feature that has been embedded in your credit card. And therefore, I think that is very attractive. And for some reason, I really enjoy that. Like, the security piece is extremely important, right? Everybody wants their money protected and well taken care of. That is why we have some of these tools. So for me, I think, having a credit card is a good tool when it's utilized effectively. And it also helps protect you and your money. Moving on to the next perk, even though it won't feel like a perk for many people, is that some credit cards may charge annual fees, which is a recurring yearly privilege fee for you to use their card, right? Now, most credit cards do not have annual fees associated with them. The ones that do have annual fees are there for a specific reason, because it's catered to a specific clientele or a specific borrower. And oftentimes those borrowers, such as moi, is looking for certain perks and advantages and rewards that I want to benefit from, and therefore I'm comfortable paying that annual fee. For example, my American Express credit card annual fee is $695, which I gladly pay every year, because all the perks and everything that I get to utilize, if I really total that up and sum it up, it is definitely over $10,000 of incredible benefits that I take advantage of. And I'll gladly pay $695 to utilize and gain basically $10,000 of just incredible perks and life experiences and travel experiences. And no, this is not sponsored by American Express, and I'm not here to pitch you American Express. Assess your own financial situation and make your own credit and financial decisions based off that. I'm just sharing my experience and some of the things I get to take advantage of because of my incredible credit history, high credit score, and my consistency in being able to manage my money and how I utilize my credit extremely well. And I want that for you too. Many credit cards offer rewards, card programs, incentives, cashback, and all these other things to increase the credit usage by their borrowers. And some of these rewards can include cash rebates, travel points, or discounts on specific items that you purchase. Some of them even have some interesting things associated with, like a Netflix subscription, or Uber. You get some credit back from Uber, or if you shop at specific stores, you have a certain amount of credit in there as well. So it's pretty cool. Personally, I have only 2 credit cards. One is a Bank of America credit card that I had since I was in college, and then most recently my Amex, my American Express Platinum card that I get to take advantage of all these perks. So cashback rewards are a percentage of the amount of money that the borrower spends, and that can be redeemed, via a statement. You can literally just redeem it in your bank. And so for example would be, let's say I spend $100, but the cashback reward is, say, for every $100 I spend, I get, say, $2 back, right? I can redeem that $2. Now, if I had spent that money on my debit card, I would have just spent $100, buy the product, and that's it. But at least this way, when I spent that $100 on my credit card, I get $2 back. It builds my credit, it gives me more access, and I take more full advantage of just everything that's at play, all the benefits, really. Now let's really talk about the travel points, because forget the cash rewards and the cash back. This is really where I reside, because I love traveling, I love enjoying the world, different things, different countries, different cultures. And for me, the travel points, it's a lot of free flights out here, a lot of free flights, and you got to get on some of these free flights. Travel rewards provide points or miles for every dollar spent, which can be redeemed for, flights, hotel stays, car rentals, all types of different things, especially related to traveling. Some cards even offer travel insurance, but my favorite perk is airport lounge access. Now that is a vibe. Being that I love traveling and I have a goal of traveling to over 100 countries, having these travel points is huge because it saves me tons of money on flights, hotel stays, and transportation. These are things that I otherwise would have to fund out of my pocket 100%. But because I have the travel reward points, I get to just apply those points to it. And you'll be surprised. Oftentimes, I'm actually flying for free or I'm staying in hotels for free because of all the benefits of leveraging and taking advantage of my credit card. Oftentimes, these premium or travel focused credit card reward points are not just only giving you airport access to lounges. Sometimes when it comes to certain complimentary things during the trip, upgrading your seat to business class, getting Wi-Fi on the plane as you're 30,000 feet over the ocean or over Jamaica, wherever you're heading to. It gives you all these other little additional perks that many of us take for granted, or we don't even think that we can benefit for free. Like my Amex card gives me some high-end luxury access to things and rooms and environments that I otherwise normally wouldn't be in, right? Like even in these lounges, you have access to like very good food, great drinks, and it's just such a great ambiance, a great experience to kind of be in an environment like that, right? Because we got to get out of this limitations and limited mindset and get into more of an abundant space and know that yes, you too deserve luxury. You deserve to enjoy the finest things in life. Why? Because you work hard and you deserve it. Okay? Don't let yourself tell you that you don't deserve something. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your family dynamic, upbringing is, your environment is. Don't let those beliefs stop you from living the life that you truly want to live. Because guess what? We only get one life. We only get one run. We don't get to reset. We don't get to rewind. So do everything you can to make sure you're managing it and you're experiencing the things you truly want to experience on this planet. An added benefit is when you get into these, luxury environments and lounges and hotels and perks and you're in business class, you are amongst a high net worth group and community. Why? Because most of the people that are in these environments, they have great careers. They are very high ranking people within their careers, very smart, well educated. Some of them run businesses, they're great investors, some of them in real estate, many in the stock market, many work in corporate finance and all these different areas that we all rely on and depend on. And therefore it puts you in a great networking environment to connect and build relationships. And in doing so, you get to learn about them, and guess what? They get to learn about you. And you just have no idea what can come out of some of those interactions and meetings. You'll be surprised there are so many people that I've met that I would have never ever met or interacted with or learned certain things from them that has allowed me to put into practice, that I've been able to put into practice, and has allowed me to really blossom and experience way more than I can even imagine. So I've learned so much from some of these individuals in these high network environments. And the rewards does not stop there. Some of these companies and credit card companies will give you an incredible bonuses, especially when you're signing up for the credit card for the first time. You get a huge lump sum of points. You get all these other perks. And for some of them, depending on how much you spend within, say, the first 6 months or the first 3 months, when you get the credit card, you get an added bonus of X, Y, and Z amount of points, right? And so for me, I take full advantage of whatever card I have, which mine is the Amex. I take full advantage of that because I put most of my actual living expenses and bills on there because I'm going to pay it anyway, right? If I'm going to pay it anyway, why would I not pay it and get additional perks out of it so it allows me to enjoy life, especially for those that might not have a lot of extra flexibility or extra money to just travel and do X, Y, and Z. This could be one of those lucrative ways we can explore and exploit credit cards, not just in spending the money, but also getting something out of it and spending the money responsibly. And it's crazy because the perks and rewards do not stop there either. Many of these will give you concierge service, resort services, retail discount. I know I mentioned that already, but also charitable discounts and charitable contributions. So you can literally decide, hey, if I'm spending, sometimes some of them, if you spend the bar or you spend $100, they are donating. The credit card company is going to donate X amount of money towards this charity or charity of your choosing, right? And these are all philanthropy work. There's so many ways to give back, and giving back doesn't always mean, hey, I'm giving money. Hey, I'm giving this. Sometimes it means giving your time at a food bank, volunteering at an event, at a shelter. All these other different things can help. So you can donate and contribute to the world to make it a better place through whether it's money, whether it's with your time, right? And in this case, as you spend money that you're going to be spending anyway, some of that is also going to be matched and distributed to charitable organizations that are doing some of the day-to-day heavier load in making society a better place, especially for the less fortunate and those that may not have a voice. That being said, it is important for credit card holders to review the terms and conditions of their credit card to understand how to maximize it, how to use it effectively, and to help reduce these additional charges and extra costs that we clearly don't want. In addition, choosing a credit card that aligns with your financial responsibilities, obligations, and your financial habits is essential, because you do not want to choose something that does not align or is not, going to help you achieve the goals that you hope to achieve with that credit card, right? Personally, I enjoy the rewards and perks, and therefore especially with the traveling perks, so I've aligned my credit usage with Amex. Why? Because that is where I'm going to get the most out of it, and that is where I'm actually going to be able to enjoy and live enjoy some of the things I really want to do without having to pay the full price for it. To summarize everything covered in the video, it is important for credit card users to manage their finances responsibly, live on less than they make, use these tools as they're intended to be utilized, take advantage of the full perks, and also make sure that you're making your payments consistently and avoiding these additional fees so you don't hurt your financial journey and your life experience. Don't forget to comment below your credit card experiences and any perks and things you want to share with others so they can benefit from it. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is Bafi signing off on Tycoon Talk. Stay savvy, stay tycoon, keep investing, take full advantage of these perks, and let's conquer this credit card game on the dance floor together. Cheers.